November 18th council meeting, one of the big items on the agenda was an update on the new downtown hotel and conference centre slated to be built here on this city-owned property at the corner of Queen on Ontario Street. The City Council has now given the green light to begin final negotiations with a selected development consortium to redevelop this entire property. It includes a 59,000 square foot conference centre and exhibition hall, as well as the revitalization and reuse of the existing heritage buildings here along Queen Street, and also a hotel and 2 towers that will add an additional 300 housing units to the site. To help address the need for more parking in the downtown, there is also a multi-level parking garage that will include almost 170 public parking spaces, in addition to 700 parking spaces for hotel guests and residents of the property. Over the next few months, city staff will be working through the final legal agreements with the development consortium, and if all goes well, it will come forward to City Council for final approval early in 2026. Last night, Council also voted 11-2 to introduce a new fee for non-residents to use the city's recreation programs and city facilities. The rationale was to align the city with other municipalities that charge higher fees to residents living outside of the municipality. Now, in this case, given that Kingston residents already support recreation programs and city facilities through their property taxes, the idea is to be able to spread the cost more equally among all users of the programs and facilities. Council also voted 12-1 to introduce a new 72-hour wait time for non-residents to access the city's aquatic programs. Given the high demand for swimming lessons and other aquatic programs, this essentially gives priority access to Kingston residents for these programs. Now, all these changes are set to be introduced starting in 2026. Finally, last night, Council voted to immediately replace the membership of the Kingston and Area Taxi Commission and to take over the Accessible Taxi Program. Now, it was back in August that Council made the decision to dissolve the Taxi Commission, which started a 1-year transition period, after which the city will take over the licensing and regulation of the taxi and ride-sharing industry in the community. However, over the last few months, there have been additional questions and concerns about the financial viability of the Taxi Commission, including a $230,000 deficit in the Accessible Taxi Program. And so for that reason, the majority of Council felt it was important to accelerate these changes, to immediately take over the Accessible Taxi Program, and to work with a new membership of the Taxi Commission to ensure a smooth transition for the city to take over the regulation of taxis and ride-sharing in Kingston.